And welcome back. Interracial romance and Italian comedy are waiting in the wings, but first, here's the news. Robin Williams will be playing 5 different men from different periods in history in Being Human, the newest film from beloved writer-director Bill Forsythe. It's currently being shot all over the world. Each man has one thing in common: he's dealing with the loss of his family, and we'll see that sometime in '93. Matt Dillon is teaming up with Annabella Sciorra and Mary Louise Parker for Mr. Wonderful, about a Con Ed worker who's trying to set up his ex-wife with somebody else so he can stop paying alimony and buy a bowling alley. It's directed by Anthony Minghella, best known for helming Truly, Madly, Deeply. In Clint Eastwood's next movie, he'll play a Secret Service agent who failed to protect the life of President Kennedy in Dallas. Entitled In the Line of Fire, the movie also stars Lethal Weapon 3 kickboxer Rene Russo. You know, this disaffected Secret Service agent guy is a popular character in movies these days. Kevin Costner plays one in The Bodyguard, and Bruce Willis played one also in The Last Boy Scout. Well, the story of American popular culture might be nothing more than white kids wanting to be as cool as black kids. Anyway, you could make that case. And what more on-the-money movie then might there be than Zebrahead, starring Michael Rappaport as a white high schooler who's always grown up around black people, who finds himself falling in love with an African-American woman. All of it executive produced by Oliver Stone. Interracial romance has always been one of Hollywood's favorite taboos. After the 1930s Hays Code kept it off the screen for decades, cross-cultural love returned in such films as Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. That movie, and later movies like Jungle Fever and Mississippi Masala, treat interracial romance as a clash of 2 separate tribes. Zebrahead views things a little differently.
There are a lot of ways we can come at this question about the interracial romance, which is always the easiest way to describe Zebrahead. But in fact, the interracial romance is a pretty simple narrative device, which, allowed us as filmmakers to kind of get into several characters. Well, in the case of Nut, Kelvin Nut McRae, we have a kid who doesn't have much of anything. But the one thing he has is interest in Nikki. She gets involved with another guy, sets off all the jealousy and a sense of, frustration.
What's up, white boy? Because you listen to black music, that don't make you black. That's my tape. I made that tape. Now, you should listen to that tape. That tape is all that. It's your Lord, Nut.
And that's how the story becomes interracial.
Free your mind.
It started off with him wanting her, getting her to like him, and different things was, his only step to being like everybody else.
It's not like, oh, I want to try her, oh, I like to check him out, I like to see what, white guys are like, or I want to see what black girls are like. It was just a genuine liking for one another.
She sees something in Zach. She may be able to talk to him about music, or about art, or about anything.
What does your mother think about this? What does she really think about this?
She's not trying to hear it at all. The interracial thing is like, people feel threatened because you understand it's like going outside of and it's a change. And then you got your friends like, oh, so, where's your allegiance to us?
She'd have been going out with a black guy, he'd have been going out with a white girl, everything would have been squad.
Everything with you is race.
It needs to stop, black people over here and white people over here, it's gotta stop.
So many of the young people that I talk to point at the adults out there and say, stop all this noise, because we're here, we're finding a way.
Free your mind.
All right, interracial romance also gets treated in an Australian film called Flirting, which was a big hit in Australia years ago and finally gets an American release next month. We'll tell you about it then. Well, also opening up this week is Johnny Stecchino, a charming comedy that stars Italian funny man Roberto Benigni. This one broke all kinds of box office records in Rome and got Benigni Peter Sellers' old job in the Pink Panther movies, no doubt due to his remarkable physical comedy skills.
La cena americana, la maionese che gli piace tanto. Dove la tengono la maionese? Eccola, no? La maionese.
Okay, when we come back, Johnny Depp and Melissa Rivers, separated. But first, Larry Miller and Shelley Long team up this week for Frozen Assets. Yes, another comedy about sperm banks.
The sperm count of the average American male
has fallen 25% in the last generation. Stress, pollution, junk food. We have to reject 9 out of 10 donations.
Well, it just shows you that my standards are a little higher than yours. I get rejected 10 out of 10 times.
Well, don't give up. You're gonna find someone. Someone special like you.
MTV's The Big Picture is brought to you by Coors Light. The Silver Bullet is the right beer now. By Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? And by Heath, the original English toffee bar.
Slowing down, that ain't you. No, that's not you. Easy drinking beer, that Silver Bullet smooth.
Know where it's coming from, setting the mood, the pure taste of the Rockies and Silver Bullet smooth.
Make the move, Coors Light, it's Silver Bullet smooth.
Creation, frustration, now's your chance. Take a toffee break, have a heat, all work, no play, no way. Yeah, take a toffee break, have a heat, rich buttery toffee, smooth milk chocolate. Express yourself, share the wealth, have a heat. Take a toffee break, have a heat, all right.
A real sports coupe is more than fancy technology. It's the perfect balance between the needs of a driver and the needs of a curve. With a pure, focused performance that makes even the same old road seem new. Because it's not the road you take, it's how you take the road. The all-new 24-valve Ford Probe GT. Have you driven a Ford lately?
I can't tell you how it feels when you're way out there on your own tracking the bad guys. How it feels leading a skilled team that's the eyes and ears of the whole outfit. When all your training is coming alive. But finding those tanks and telling the air cavalry right where to hit them, I can tell you exactly how that feels.
Jimi Hendrix. Cream.
With black curtains.
Iron Butterfly. Classic rock from Time Life Music. It's the whole history of rock in one collection.
Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love?
Start with the hits of 1968. Janis Joplin. So call now to get 21 classic rock hits from 1968 on your choice of compact disc or cassette for the special price of $9.99. Here's how to order.
To order, call 1-800-866-6300 or send just $9.99 for one cassette or one compact disc, plus $3.50 shipping and handling to Classic Rock 68, P.O. Box 1880, Department 6, Alexandria, Virginia.
Chris Connolly's wardrobe provided by Rick Palak, Sherman Oaks, California.
And welcome back. You know, not even the misfortunes of Gary Busey and Billy Idol, or for that matter, the new helmet law, can dampen the enthusiasm of this town's devoted motorcyclists, many of whom gathered last week for a Harley rave to benefit the American Cinematheque, which is looking to juice up their image a little bit. Chains, leather, tattoos, it had Melissa Rivers written all over it.
Melissa Rivers, and you might be wondering why I'm standing in front of Bartell's Harley-Davidson. Well, you know, I was watching Easy Rider today, and it turns out that there's a big biker party in honor of America's Cinematheque, and I thought, you know, why don't I just come out here, see if I can get myself a ride, so let's go. I feel like Jack Nicholson! Maybe a little lipstick could help. Could use a lot of help after the ride, so, looking better, feeling good, about to go in. Why do you think it's important to be here tonight?
There is no place for
my children or my grandchildren to go watch films so they have access to some of the old classics. You know, some of them aren't available, you can't rent them. Why am I here? I love movies.
All we represent to them, man, is somebody who needs a haircut. What you represent to them is freedom.
And this is being a political year. You and Dennis Hopper are very much a family unit in the film. Do you think in some ways, even now, it reflects family values?
Huh?
Do you think they're trying?
The whole idea was to get the youth with us the whole way, even though we'd been smuggling narcotics, and at the end, have them not understand why we went down, not understand what I meant by
Be fluid.
And people ask me, well, you know, do you think it holds true today? And I'll just say, well, look around. Do you think we haven't blown it?
That's it. I'm out of here. I'm going to go to bed, but I'm going to go home on 4 wheels, so not to worry because I will be back next week. That's it. I'm out of here.
Honestly, Melissa, I'm just impressed you know how to drive, period. Well, time now for one of our big picture scouting reports, and Benny in June is the current title, apparently it'll be changed, of a movie that stars Mary Stuart Masterson, Johnny Depp, and Aidan Quinn in the tale of a car mechanic and his mentally disturbed brother. Recall, if you will, that Woody Harrelson was going to play the Aidan Quinn role, but dropped out, allegedly to take the lead opposite Robert Redford and Demi Moore in Indecent Proposal. And he got sued by the company he jilted, and the two parties have since reached an out-of-court settlement. All that's water under a bridge now, right? Let's talk to Johnny.
Oh my God. Are we filming? I like Sam because he was something that was really different for me. I'd never played anybody like Sam. They win him in a poker game, and he sort of becomes their housekeeper.
Then what happens? You say you're lying. What? You say you're lying, which is...
Put a PS on.
Yeah, put a PS on. What is it?
I don't know. I didn't read the script. No, that's not true. I did read the script. Once.
It's got a lot of different elements in it. It's a family story it's about siblings, it's about control, and it's about independence. There's a lot of very serious emotional issues, and the next minute it's very funny. We never know what's going to happen when the camera's rolling.
I don't know about stereotypical. It's a little, you know what? I think we should lose it all together.
No. Jeremiah, the director, lets us find it all and play, and instead of saying, you know, oh, that's too weird, don't do that. I mean, there's been some off-the-wall stuff in this movie because it's the richness of the characters and their lives and their behavior and what's so different about them that makes the movie, I think, really interesting. June has a mental illness. That's one major thing to consider. After doing this part, I'm not so sure I know what mental illness is anymore, because who's to say that eccentric behavior or seeing things in a different way or disordered thinking is something that people can't live with.
These three people are so different, but very similar at the same time, and they kind of learn how to grow up from each other in a very unobvious way. So it's a love story, but it's a love story of like three people, between the three.
All right, we'll see that one sometime next year. You know, when we ran into him at the singles party, Johnny sounded particularly excited about another movie he's got coming out before that one. It's called The Arrowtooth Waltz, and that one stars Johnny along with people like Jerry Lewis and Faye Dunaway. That should be out a little earlier in '93. Well, let's see. Larry Drake is probably still best known for his role as Benny, the kind-hearted, mentally retarded guy on L.A. Law. Well, that kind-hearted stuff is just going out the window this week with the release of Dr. Giggles, a horror film of sorts that stars Drake as a defrocked surgeon who goes back home to practice on his old hometown folk. Say, you look a little cold.
65? These people are Eskimos.
You'll catch your death of cold running around like this. I think we should take your temperature. Now, don't make a sound. There's a good girl. Tongue up. Lucky for you, I've discovered the only known cure for the common cold.
Just be glad it was an oral thermometer. Well, let's take a look at the top 5 movies from last weekend at the box office, shall we? Despite an impressive marketing blitz, Consenting Adults underperformed in its opening weekend, pulling in $5.3 million for a 5th place finish.
Sorry I'm late. I'm Catherine, but everybody calls me Kay.
While the far less expensive horror film Candyman finished 4th with $5.4 million.
Keep away from me!
The young teen audience is still out there for the taking, and that boosted Mighty Ducks to a strong $5.7 million in its 3rd week.
I'm gonna die! Hey! Oh, guys, would you say no on it, Goldie? Oh, please, no! Fire!
The female audience is helping Last of the Mohicans fight off Steven Seagal and company, grabbing $6 million in its 4th weekend. And still at number 1, Under Siege shows no sign of sinking, with a mighty $11 million earned for the weekend.
Are you like some special forces guy or something?
No, I'm just a cook.
Oh my God, we're gonna die.
They're not booing, they're chanting, Steve, Steve. Did you see him on The Tonight Show with Joey Ramone? Just unbelievable. Well, that does it for this week. Next week, it's Halloween. Stay home, eat all the candy yourself, and watch us. Until then, this is Chris Conley saying so long for now, and we leave you with Colorless Love from Ex-Girlfriend in Zebrahead.
Watch your favorite celebs work the hoop next on MTV's 2nd annual Rock and Jock basketball game coming up.
Last season came down to a final shot, a bitter loss which has haunted the Violators ever since.
This is a whole new year.
It's also a year the retooled Violators have dominated.
There's no stopping us.
Only one obstacle remains on the road to redemption: the Bricklayers. Last year, they ground the Violators' championship dreams into dust.
Yo, Ski, we waxed them last year, we're gonna wax them again.
Once again, these hated rivals square off to determine MTV's Rock and Jock B-Ball title.
That's right.
Will the Bricklayers repeat and establish a dynasty? Not if the Violators have anything to say about it.
We waited long enough. Let's get it on. Well, it's the Rock and Jock people. 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 It's described as a casting call, but really it's a friendly game of basketball, and it's called the Rock and Jock Knock You Out Your Socks B-Ball Jam #2. From MTV to you, to watch your favorite stars and pros go head to head to see who's in shape, who winds up dead, tired on the court, taking no shorts. You know the name. Now it's time for the game. It's the Rock and Jock people. It's the Rock and Jock people. It's the Rock and Jock B-Ball Jam.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to UCLA's Pauley Pavilion for MTV's 2nd annual Rock and Jock B-Ball Jam.
Rock and Jock 2nd annual. I'm in this.
I'm Steve Albert here with all the play-by-play of a game that's in a league of its own.
It's huge. Welcome, folks, to the game the entertainment community has affectionately dubbed basketball's dream game, although you're bound to get an argument from a sports scholar or two. Nonetheless, our rosters this year are shockingly diverse and jammed with talent.
NBA stars like Sean Kemp, John Sally, Mitch Richmond, and Reggie Miller are here tonight, along with gold medalist Chris Mullin.
Winning the gold was my ticket to Rock and Jock.
We've also got TV stars like 90210's Ian Ziering, Life Goes On's Chad Lowe, and Blossom's Joey Lawrence.
Anyone my height is going to be sorry that they ever mess with me.
And from the world of music, Marky Mark, Flea, Queen Latifah, and Boys to Men.
Boys on the court.
And let's not forget our halftime bonanza, Steve, as Marky Mark defends his slam dunk crown.
Only 5'8". I got mad rise.
And the three-point shootout will reveal which player has the deftest long-range shooting touch.
The queen reigns supreme on this head court.
And that's not all, folks. At the half, we've got a surprise for you. A performance by House of Pain that should trigger seismographs all over Southern California.
Shotgun. Let's get the inside stuff on the defending champs from our sideline reporter, Willow Bay.
The Bricklayers have beefed up an already impressive lineup.
Check this out.
Let's get it on.
They pulled a pregame trade, rescuing Mitch Richmond from basketball purgatory and reuniting him with his old pal, Chris Mullen.
If only my main man, Tim Hardaway, was here.
Let's see what the Violators have up their sleeve. Oh, Danny.
Thanks, Willow. This is Dan Cortez with the Violators. This team knows what time it is.
If anybody get my way, I'm going to break their damn arm, leg, anything I can get.
Both teams are talking trash and are ready to rumble.
Get out of my face, man.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to introduce our teams. They captured the title last fall. Let's hear it for the defending Rock and Jock champions, the Bricklayers. This little pepper has backcourt skills that are as spicy as his music. We're talking about Flea. He was the M in Golden State's Run TMC. Now he's a king in Sacramento. At guard, it's Mitch Richmond. Last year's co-MVP has moved out of the hood and into a primetime slot. Please welcome Morris Chestnut. This Jayhawk won a national championship. He's not in Kansas anymore. At forward, Danny Manning. He lived in his brother's shadow, but life goes on, and now he's a star in his own right. Here's Chad Lowe. This young man started at the head of the class, and now he's in a class of his own. At guard, it's Brian Robbins. And now for the starting lineup. The only thing he lost last year was his pants. You've got to believe this year will be no different. It's Marky Mark. He helped lead Team USA to the gold. Now someone would lead him to a barber. A true warrior, Chris Mullen. She's been hanging with Mr. Cooper, but a new day's dawning because now she's hanging with MTV. Give it up for Dawn Lewis. This Motown funny man was recently traded for 2 stand-ups and a straight man to be named later. The beat is on for John Sally. The player coach of the Bricklayers is Belle Biv DeVoe's mighty mogul, Michael Bivens. And now their opponents, a team that could turn the world on with their smiles, the Violators. This stylish hawk is tailor-made for our game. He cleans glass like Windex. It's center Kevin Willis. The growing pains he endured were the bruises of playground basketball. A man you'll want to know, Leonardo DiCaprio. The only music these guys will make tonight is the sweet sound of swish. Not one, but 2 boys to men, Nate Morris and Michael McCary. He comes a long way from his days of playing ball on the frozen tundra of Syracuse, 2,440 miles to be exact. Here's Billy Owens. This Big Sky country native will be jamming basketballs tonight instead of pearls. Please welcome Jeff Ahmed. And now the starting lineup. He just started his senior year at West Beverly Hills High, where he hopes to be yearbook photo editor. Let's hear it for Ian Ziering. In the world of rap, she's royalty. When not holding hip-hop court, she's holding her own on the b-ball court. At center, it's Queen Latifah. He has redefined the Seattle sound as a sonic boom. Straight out of high school to the NBA to rock and jock, Sean Kemp. His acting skills are legendary, and his basketball skills should soon blossom. Please welcome comely hunk, Joey Lawrence. This long-range bomber just flew in from Indiana, and boy, are his arms tired. At guard, it's hometown homeboy, Reggie Miller. Coaching the Violators is a meteor man with a heart so big it has 5 beats, Robert Townsend.
We're moments away from the start of tonight's game, which benefits the Pediatric AIDS Foundation. But before we get to the opening tip, we get to hear a tune that you rarely hear during the course of a sporting event, the national anthem, Ken.
Right you are, Steve. And singing it will be Motown recording artist Shanice, who incidentally loves my smile.
But Ken, you thought Sweet Child of Mine was addressed to you.
Well, I mean, Axl hasn't come right out and said that it wasn't for me. So but anyway, we'll worry about that later. Here is Shanice with our national anthem.
Oh, see, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Motown in the house. Well, there you have it, an unbelievable performance by an unbelievable young lady.
And she can sing, Steve.
Ken and I are going to call tonight's first time out, so stick around for lots of b-ball action on the other side of this fast break.
MTV's Rock and Jock Basketball is brought to you by Butterfinger. Like Bart says, nobody better lay a finger on my Butterfinger. And by Coca-Cola Classic. You can't beat the real thing.
Now, little spike-headed one.
Uh-oh.
First lesson.
Oh, man.
Lesson number 2. Now we take Butterfinger break.
Get a crispity, crunchity, peanut buttery burst in every bite of Butterfinger.
Lesson number 3. Nobody better lay a finger on my Butterfinger.
Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the critics. Believe the music. The new album from Prince and the new Power Generation. Featuring My Name is Prince, The Continental, and 7 on Paisley Park Warner Brothers cassettes and compact discs.
We asked a panel of experts how it feels to play NCAA basketball for Super NES. Here's what they said. The experts agree. The game that's more like their game is NCAA basketball, part of the growing sports lineup for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Now you're playing with power.
That answer your question?
Super power.
A new kind of softness is about to touch you. Now the Camay Fragrance Collection has added fragrant drops of natural moisturizer, leaving you softer than ever, even more irresistible. Camay Classic. Captivating. Flair. Sexy. fragrance you choose, uncover a new you, and be softer too.
With the widest dynamic range of any high-bias tape, it's no wonder TDK is the tape rock sticks to better. TDK, as serious as you can get.
See Eric. See Eric dance. See Eric host The Grind. See Eric weekdays at 6:30 on MTV.
These players are ready. Yes, potential. Whatever that means in French.
Welcome back to the second annual Rock and Jock B-Ball Jam, presented by Coca-Cola Classic. Before things get underway, let's quickly review the game rules. The B-Ball Jam is a 5-on-5 full-court adventure. Each team must have 2 professionals and 3 celebrities on the court at all times. The scoring system has been simplified. Shots made by any player within the college three-point circle are worth 2 points. And baskets made beyond it are worth 3 points. And once again, MTV has placed scoring pods at strategic locations on the floor. Shots made from these positions are worth 10 points. Our refs, Bill Spooner, Hugh Hollins, and Greg Willard will be calling fouls as in a normal game. But flagrant fouls will be penalized in a unique manner. Players called for flagrant fouls will be escorted to the penalty box.
Help the poor guy that gets in this penalty box, because the heckler is going to do a number on them.
We are moments away from the opening tip between, can this be right, Queen Latifah and Dawn Lewis?
Wow, the women are having an immediate impact on this contest, Steve Areno.
An astute observation, Ken. Still, this is unusual since tradition dictates that the big men handle the opening tip.
Now remember, Steve, this is Rock and Jock basketball. You know what that means? Tradition don't mean a thing.
And speaking of tradition, there's a lack of sportsmanship at midcourt. There's a lot of jawing going on out there. Can you believe this, Ken? The game hasn't even started, and they're going at it. Chris Mullin and Sean Kemp embroiled in a pushing and shoving match, and now they're wrestling. Reggie Miller's involved. There's Marky Mark, Joey Lawrence, Queen Latifah, Dawn Lewis, and Dawn Lewis goes flying to the floor, and now John Sally has Sean Kemp in a headlock. Boy, it's going to be interesting to see how Hugh Hollins handles this. So Olympic gold medalist Chris Mullin, the first to incur the wrath of Robin Ficker. Mullin must be thinking, this is what I get for bringing home the gold? Now he knows how Angola felt against the Dream Team. And while Chris Mullin goes off to meet his fate, let's get this game started. Well, they've cleared the cartage, and now they're set for the opening tip between Queen Latifah and Dawn Lewis. And here we go. Latifah taps it over to Reggie Miller. The long pass down to Ian Ziering. And he is fouled hard by Marky Mark. And no question, Ken, Marky Mark has his game face on, and he hasn't dropped his pants yet. While Ian Ziering goes to the line, let's check in to see how Chris Mullin is faring in his one-on-one match with the penalty box heckler.
I've got your favorite veggie here, the artichoke. How many games have you choked in the last 5 years? This is your favorite vegetable. You need a little work on your mathematics, too. You told me you were going to score 20 or 30 points, whichever comes first. Let me tell you, Chris, 20 comes first.
You know the only thing? It only takes 3 shots.
You're going to have more fouls and turnovers than points and rebounds.
Here come the Bricklayers, the defending champs on the attack. That misfire was taken by Sean Kemp of the Seattle Supersonics. Reggie Miller with the alley-oop attempt to Kemp, who was looking for the monster jam, and they just failed to click. And Dawn Lewis shaken up on the play. Meanwhile, at the other end, John Sally able to convert. John Sally traded in the offseason from Detroit to Miami for a first-rounder. Here's a steal by Marky Mark. Marky Mark with a spectacular move.
Chris Mullin now may come out of the penalty box.
Coming out of the penalty box, he has served his 60 seconds in time.
Now that makes him the all-time penalty leader in the NBA right now. You think that rule would ever be adopted by the NBA?
He's actually up there with Kurt Rambis from the first annual Rock and Jock B-Ball
memory.
Michael Bivins with a gorgeous maneuver to the hoop.
I believe he arrived undaunted, unchallenged.
Reggie Miller brings it down. Reggie Miller of the Indiana Pacers, who had 76 of the Violators' 173 points last year and lost. John Sally will bring it down. Goes behind the back against Sean Kemp. Shovels it to Don Lewis, who lost the handle kick. Tough break.
Don Lewis. Don Lewis, of course, hanging Mr. Cooper, which she was on A Different World, which is a spin-off of a spin-off of a spin-off, a rarity in television.
The multi-talented Don Lewis. Here's a steal by Marky Mark. A 2-on-1 with Biv, and it's swatted away by Sean Kemp. No mercy. Miller behind the back. Here's Queen Latifah with a nifty move. And John Sally clears the boards for the Bricklayers. Pinballs it off of Miller. Into Bill DeVoe. Michael Bivins.
Player coach Michael Bivins.
Michael Bivins, whose sports fantasy is shaking a pro and scoring in this game. Ian Shearing too hard. Marky Mark yanks it down. The baseball pass is picked off by Reggie Miller. Lawrence from the foul line off the mark. Ian Shearing with the rebound.
Ian Shearing.
The very talented Ian Shearing. Not only an actor, also sings and dances.
Now, how do you know that, Steve? Or don't you want to go into it?
He came over and told me, Ken. He said, Steve, not only do I act, but I sing and dance. Robert Townsend, the excellent writer, producer, actor from Hollywood Shuffle and the 5 Heartbeats on the sideline.
With an 8-2 lead, things were looking good for our defending champs. But the Violators weren't about to give up as they went on a 32-6 run.
To Reggie Miller for 10. Here's Kevin Willis. Ahmed pulls up. A 10-pointer. Jim the Danny Manning for the Monster Jam.
At the end of 1 quarter of play, it's the Violators 34, the Bricklayers 18.
It's over. It's all over. The red is in effect. I can't even talk now. I got to get to the serious coaching.
We'll be back with second quarter action and get ready to jump around House of Pain style right after a timeout.
Nobody has to tell you, young or old, that things have been changing for the worse. This over here is the house that your parents helped build, and now you have a chance to help build a new house. I think that if more young people were influencing society, I think it would be a better situation.
You don't wear your father's clothes. You don't drive your father's wheels. You don't listen to your father's music. And Details isn't your father's magazine. Details is a smart, irreverent, fresh alternative in men's magazines written from a younger point of view, with interviews that go deeper than just finding out what someone's favorite color is. Music reviewers that open your ears to new sounds months before anyone else. And when it comes to fashion, Details always has the hottest new styles, from sneakers to suits to baseball caps, plus sports, news, politics, and comics like Wild Palms. In other words, all the things you care to know about are inside Details magazine every month. Call now to get 12 issues of Details magazine for just $12, only $1 an issue. Plus, get this free CD with hot groups like Public Enemy, the B-52s, and Tori Amos free with your paid subscription. Details magazine for men. Get it now. Call 1-800-423-4400.
Open sesame.
Hey, Joe, we're down to the last Butterfinger.
The last Butterfinger! Aha!
Hey! Simpson going deep.
Get a crispity, crunchity, peanut buttery burst in every bite of Butterfinger.
Nobody better lay a finger on my Butterfinger.
Linda, I'm not really your boyfriend. I'm an actor. What? This house. It's just a set. parents. They're extras. Oh, Mac, here, have a Sprite. See, Linda? It's all an illusion. The only thing that isn't fake is this and us. Linda?
Catch Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone 2, November 20th, rated PG.
Nothing and no one can stop Batman from returning home. The movie event of the year is now for sale on video cassette. So bring home the Bat. What do you want? The Cat.
Yeah.
And the Penguin. Gotta fly! In the movie Rolling Stone called explosively entertaining. Batman returns at an affordable low price wherever video is sold. Look for a $5 rebate offer from all laundry detergent. Details inside video cassette package.
Hello, I'm Senator Bill Bradley of New Jersey and a former player for the New York Knicks. There was no MTV when I was running around in short pants in drafty arenas, so I never had a chance to play in a contest like today's game. Speaking of contests, we'll soon be electing the next president of the United States, as well as public officials across this land who will have a direct impact on you. Since these elections will have an impact on you, you should have an impact on them. Find out about the candidates and vote on November 3rd.
It's the Violators with a 34-18 lead over the defending champs, Ken, as we get set for the second quarter of play. But first, let's check in with sideline reporter Willow Bay, who is standing by with this Coca-Cola Classic quarter report.
This is Willow Bay reporting from the bricklayer bench here with Chris Mullen. Chris, the competition is really intense. Do the Violators remind you of any of the teams you went up against in the Olympics, like Angola, Abu Dhabi, Bahrain?
Well, I think they're a combination of Angola and Croatia. They've got some talented players, and then they got some guys that are kind of suspect. So we're going to try and take advantage of the guys that we don't think can play. On the other hand, our team, we feel we got a full squad. Everybody on our team can go out there and play. So we had a rough first quarter, but we're going to be okay.
Abu Dhabi, Ken. I think Willow just invented a new country, but very nicely done.
I thought they were part of the unified team. I guess not.
1 quarter in the books. It's the Violators 34, the Bricklayers 18. Here's Chris Mullen for 10. No!
Sorry.
Now that you can say, Ken. I allow you to say no or maybe.
Right.
But you can't say yes.
Okay. So no one has yet to scream out yes and have that been their thing. Okay. Well, I mean no.
Oh, what a play off the inbounds from Michael Bivens to John Sally. Oh, spectacular inbounds play, Ken.
I just hope the folks in Miami are going to appreciate it this year.
And the folks in Seattle might not appreciate that as the fans chant air ball in the ears of Sean Kemp. Brooklyn's Chris Mullen, let's fly. Near air ball there. Here's Marky Mark, who backs up looking for 10, being guarded by Queen Latifah. I never thought I'd be saying that. Marky Mark in the true spirit of Robert Parrish and Benoit Benjamin, 0-0. Sean Kemp behind the back with a reverse jam. He's stealing the show. Sean Kemp, some of his monster dunks make Darryl Dawkins seem like Mother Teresa. Michael Bivens with a very nice move.
He's got a game, Biv. I call him Bivs.
Well, you're tight with Michael.
I'm down with him. I'm out with him, I'm in with him, I'm down with him.
There's a foul being called on somebody.
In the other colored jersey.
It's on Joey Lawrence of Blossom, the comely hunk. Look out now, Ken. Here he comes behind the bow. Brother Sean Kemp.
Oh, my Lord.
What do you call that?
He passed it to himself. Can you get an assist on your own basket, Steve?
You can now. Who's going to tell him otherwise?
Not me.
Here's Kemp again. He bounced it off Mullen, almost got it back. He's doing it all. Marky Mark from 10. That's a 10-pointer for the Markster.
The kid who said no to New Kids on the Block.
And you've got to believe his latest album. I think Tug McGraw had a hand in on that one. Here's Sean Kemp again. Super move, but it wouldn't go. A 2-0, and the unselfish Michael Bivens passes to Don Lewis.
How do you spell teamwork, Steve? Michael Bivens.
R-O-L-A-I-D-S. Here's Queen Latifah. 21 years of age out of Newark, New Jersey. Here's a 4-0 for the Bricklayers. Mullen. A 10-pointer for Chris Mullen of the Golden State Warriors and the U.S. Olympic Dream Team.
And Townsend calling for a timeout, and I don't blame him.
So with 7:23 to go in the second, it is now the Bricklayers 44, the Violators 38.
What's going on?
We gotta slow it down.
Yeah, we gotta slow it down.
We
gotta slow it down. No more of those 10 points. We gotta get our lead back, man.
Get back on D.
Yeah, because now this is like bogus.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is
let's set up a 10-pointer for Reggie.
I think that these NBA players are in big trouble. Let's stick the fork in these turkeys. They think the hot chili peppers are something you put in your spaghetti sauce.
Reggie Miller of the Indiana Pacers. He stops and pops. It drops for 10. Reggie Miller, who had 76 big ones last year. Oh, is he a sharpshooter? Mullen off one leg for 10, and it nearly went.
You know, if you had a really small TV, I bet that looked like it went in.
That's what Chris Mullen is saying. Jeff Ament. Pretty move along the baseline.
6 points, I believe. Bass player from Pearl Jam, who actually made his acting debut in the movie Singles this year.
And his favorite team, the New Jersey Nets. He says they're the team of the 90s. He didn't say 18 or 19.
Well, you know, they do a lot of moshing and stage diving. That's probably why he's a Nets fan.
And Chris Mullen hits another 10. Vying for the MVP. Gorgeous move right there by Nate Morris. They call him Vanderbilt, whose favorite foreign country, incidentally, Ken, is Kalamazoo. Nice spin move by Bivens. Boy, is he looking sharp.
And Mully just stole the ball.
You sound like Johnny Most.
I feel like Johnny Most.
Nice save at the bench by Bass.
Michael Bivens ordered his troops to bomb from the 10-point scoring pods, and bomb they did, connecting on 4 of 18 attempts as they stormed to a 19-point lead.
And a 10-pointer by Danny Manning.
It was violator Billy Owens' 10-pointer with time running out that finally stopped the bleeding. And while our teams make some halftime adjustments and sort things out, let's shift some gears of our own. Here's House of Pain to perform Jump Around.
ya. Spitting out lyrics. Homie, I wet ya. Can't nigga down. Can't nigga down. So get out your ass and jump around. Jump around, jump up and get down. Jump around, up and get down. Jump around, up and get down. Jump up and get down. Jump, jump, jump. Everybody jump, jump, jump. Everybody jump, jump. Everybody jump. Yeah. Stop. And you don't care. And you don't stop. Yeah. Bust it out. Keep it up. Yeah. Yeah. Yo, the House of Pain is in full effect.
What a performance by House of Pain doing their hit video, Jump Around. We'll be back with more of the second annual Rock and Jock B-Ball Jam presented by Coca-Cola Classic in just a moment.
The Rock and Jock knock you out your socks. B-Ball Jam #2 from MTV to you. Well, it's the Rock and Jock. Well, it's the Rock and Jock. It's the Rock and Jock.
Introducing Levi's loose-fitting jeans. A loose interpretation of the original.
Combos versus chips. With real cheddar cheese on the inside and crunchy baked crackers on the outside, Combos stands alone. Try Combos. They're the one snack that's twice as good. Combos versus pretzels. By filling crunchy baked pretzels with spicy nacho cheese, Combos crushes ordinary pretzels. Try Combos. They're the one snack that's twice as good.
Just because you go all out doesn't mean you gotta stink. This Old Spice works. Man, does it work. Fights wetness, kills bacteria. The proof?
Hey, hotshot.
You're looking at her.
Old Spice antiperspirant. For great odor protection, you demand proof, not promises.
Autumn, a time when trees cast new colors. A time for sharing warmth. And at McDonald's, we're doing just that. Sharing the warmth of our new oven-baked apple pies. A cinnamon-dusted crust with golden, delicious apple filling. And now when you buy one, your local McDonald's donates 25 cents to Ronald McDonald Children's Charities, who bring warmth and hope to kids everywhere. Try our new baked apple pie. It's a delicious way to warm your heart.
In the land of Muldark or the River Quell, the battle masters fought and many fell. Great armies marched against an evil power to win back the land and the ancient tower. Battle masters, the game of orcs and ogres, wolf riders and more, versus knights and archers, and the cannons roar. Command your armies, you must not fail. It's good versus evil on an epic scale. Battle masters, from the makers of Hero Quest.
Now it's Shock and Sherbert.
Just because the rioting has stopped, it's not over. That this anger and this rage is still there because these issues haven't been addressed. I think it has to be addressed, that we have to all rally together and get people to register to vote. And I think that that's where we have power, if we vote.
What are your thoughts on the first half?
I think both teams came out tight. I think tight was the key word, and then they loosened up. So what you had over here was tight, and then you had loose.
Yes.
And then, you know, what happened?
I think, ladies and gentlemen, the star is born.
As you can see from our halftime scoring summary, the pros made their presence felt early. Perhaps our celebrities were holding back for the Butterfinger three-point shooting and slam dunk contests. Our first halftime event was the dreaded three-point shootout. Having more than their share of trouble from the college three-point line were Nate Morris, Joey Lawrence, and Queen Latifah. Then it was time for Violator coach Robert Townsend to pull out the stops.
There you go. He hit the money ball, Steve.
Can he take the lead? Townsend sunk 5 out of 15 shots, leaving Flea in a do-or-die situation.
Flea is going crazy.
Look at him.
Reminiscent of Frank Hodges at the NBA three-point contest.
The Tiny Pepper buried 6 consecutive shots at one stage to walk away with the crowd.
I just tried to roll and stroll and be singing and zany and wacky and crazy, you know?
Our slam dunk contest found Michael McCary, Jeff Ament, and Don Lewis attempting some amazing dunks with mixed results. In the end, it boiled down to a two-man battle. Defending champ Marky Mark and acapella upstart Nate Morris. After lengthy deliberation, a new champion was crowned.
Let's just look at it this way. We come back next year and we both go for it.
Well, here we go. We're ready to set the stage for the second half here at Pauley Pavilion. Steve Albert, Ken Ober.
And very quickly, Bricklayers 74, Violators now 66.
Here comes Biv. He shoots it down court to Sally out of bounds.
Again, John Sally, an addition here at the half in a coup, somewhat of a contract coup, joining the Bricklayers.
Signed to the unorthodox half-game contract. The Intimidator, John Sally of the Miami Heat. And Reggie Miller just hit a 10-pointer. Reggie Miller now has 30.
Trying to chase his last year's mark of 76 points.
Reggie Miller is trying to break Wilt Chamberlain's record of 100 points in one game. Sally is off the mark. Marky Mark gets the rebound and then lost the ball.
No call. No call.
Marky Mark today without the Funky Bunch. Last year with the Funky Bunch. Today without the Funky Bunch.
I want to run that by us one more time.
Sans Funky Bunch, if you're scoring at home.
Queen Latifah trying to get a second win. People don't realize how much this takes out of you.
That's right. I mean, I'm tired and I'm just sitting.
Right. Nate Morris, alias Alex Vanderpool. It is 74 for the Bricklayers, 76 for the Violators. The Violators are looking for revenge, a revamped and restructured team, I might add. The front office obviously feeling a big need to change things. The lone returning Violator, Reggie Miller, who last year accounted for the 76 points. They are obsessed with revenge.
And Latifah cannot buy a hoop.
Here's Marky Mark, 0-0. John Sally through traffic. Pretty.
Yes. Oops, I did it again.
You can't, it's in the small print, but I can't say yes, Ken.
Okay. Gee, I didn't really go yes. I
no
just said,
or maybe, you can say. Queen Latifah hanging underneath for the easy deuce. An exquisite pass from Sean Kemp.
And put away by the Queen of Rap.
Marky Mark, bounce pass to Chris Mullen. Here's the lob underneath the alley-oop to John Sally. Two Brooklynites hooking up there.
There you go, Spider Sally.
Jeff Ament of Pearl Jam. You know, I tried that on toast one day. It was great.
I thought you're supposed to use it on your teeth if you're a smoker.
Yeah. Nate Morris overshoots, very disgusted with himself, but Sean Kemp is there to pick up the piece.
Kemp playing the role of vacuum cleaner. Anything near the basket, Kemp is sucking up and spitting out.
Ooh, that sounds disgusting. 82-80, the Violators, after losing last year, looking to bounce back to beat the Bricklayers.
Now, although the crowd may seem a little sedate, that's because we're in California, but this is a very exciting game. Yes. Look at the score, Steve.
Marky Mark inbounding to Chris Mullen.
A 2-point lead for the Violators.
Michael Bibbins runs into a couple of guys in blue, and John Sally right there for the easy two. Sally having an unbelievable third period.
Now, here's my point. When you're that tall, and how can you not put the ball in the hoop every single time?
6'11" John Sally, and Sean Kemp at 6'10" overshoots, and Sally again exploding to the basket. John Sally. You know who's been very quiet here in the second half? Oh. Robin Ficker.
Robin Ficker, yes. Right.
But wait a minute, the penalty box door swings open as I say that, Ken Ober. And Marky Mark is heading in, and Robin Ficker is ready to go.
Sit down, Marky Mark. Now listen, the next time you go in there, pull your britches up. You're getting behind. That's flag I called? You're getting behind in your game. Pull those britches up.
And while Marky Mark cools his heels in the penalty box, let's step through the rest of the third quarter.
Billy Owens, oh, what a move. And he puts it down.
Yes.
Very nice. Here's Jeff Ullman for 10 with a man in his face. What a shot. Richmond for 10. Got it. They are coming fast and furious now. And he made it under the gun. That's the end of the third period here at Pauley Pavilion. With the score, the Bricklayers 109 and the Violators 98.
It's time for another Coca-Cola Classic Quarter Report.
We're getting into the crunch time right here.
I'm really scared.
We'll have to do a Boston-style skate.
These refs are killing me, man. If they're going to watch, you should buy a ticket.
The jocks are in trouble. The rock stars will be #1.
It's not that I don't believe in my team, but I just feel, I got this anxiety in my heart. When they shoot them 10-pointers, it makes me nervous.
We begin the fourth period here, and it's 109-98 Bricklayers.
The 10-point shots, which have been the difference. Topsy-turvy.
Yes, Reggie Miller of the Violators has 30 points. He is a long way from breaking Wilt Chamberlain's record of 100 points in one night as Morris Chestnut converts for the defending champion Bricklayers. 111-98. The Bricklayers looking to pull away. And Michael McCary tied up nicely there by Brian Robbins. They'll jump it up. Tremendous sportsmanship being displayed here at the second annual Rock and Jock B-Ball Jam.
It really brings a tear, period.
Here's Reggie Miller looking for that elusive 10-pointer. It's put back in by Sean Kemp, who has been everywhere tonight. Kemp now with 18 points.
Still an 11-point lead for the Bricklayers.
Once again, we want to point out this game for a very worthy cause for the benefit of the Pediatric AIDS Foundation. Here's Mitch Richmond, formerly 1/3 of the great run TMC at Golden State, hits the 10. Mitch Richmond coming on strong here in the late going. He has 25 points, and the Bricklayers have surged to a 21-point bulge.
A 21-point fourth quarter lead normally signifies a blowout, but the B-Ball Jam is anything but a normal game. And with the 10-point shot, anything is possible.
MTV's Rock and Jock Basketball is brought to you by Butterfinger. Like Bart says, nobody better lay a finger on my Butterfinger. And by Coca-Cola Classic. You can't beat the real thing.
Oh, now a little spike-headed one.
Uh-oh.
First lesson.
Oh, man.
Lesson number 2. Now we take Butterfinger break.
Get a crispity, crunchity, peanut buttery burst in every bite of Butterfinger.
Lesson number 3. Nobody better lay a finger on my Butterfinger.
Shake that body. Baby, let me show you how to do this. You got it. Move this. You got it. Move that. Shake that body.
Revlon New Complexion Makeup. Cindy's Makeup.
Go one-on-one with me in my new Shape Your Body workout video. Tough, so you'll see results. Fun, so you'll stay with it.
Get a $5 rebate and $10 in Revlon coupons with purchase a video in any 2 Revlon products.
Sorry for the interruption.
The what?
Well, that's what a commercial is, basically, right?
Don't tell him that.
Why not? Let's be upfront about this. This is a commercial. Hold it. Don't zap me yet.
I usually zap the commercials.
I understand. But you could really use these books. Know what they are?
Encyclopedia Britannica. I've seen your commercials.
Good.
But I think I'm too young to use it.
That's what a lot of people...
I'll handle it. This is for all ages. Here you go. Ready reference. What are you studying?
Elephants.
Volume 4. Check it out.
They're endangered.
I know. Then if you want more information, you have this next section.
Isn't it time for the 800 number?
Definitely. Excellent. You're on.
To find out how you can own the new Encyclopedia Britannica, call this number and we'll send you this free booklet. And for previewing Britannica in your home, we'll give you this 3-volume desk reference set. So if you would like the encyclopedia...
First, I'll call this number and get the free booklet. One step at a time.
I suppose.
Party down here at the Rock and Jock Parley Pavilion, LA style.
The alley-oop from Miller to Kemp, and Kemp pouring it on.
All you gotta do is play Reggie.
The strategy here by the Bricklayers is to try and keep Reggie Miller from doing just that, but it's not working. Back it goes to Miller. Yeah! Richmond from 10. Oh, what a blast as Sean Kemp goes into orbit. There's the infamous fat lady practicing her scales. You know, I've heard so much about her, but actually in the flesh.
But for whom does she sing, Steve?
For whom does she toll?
Look at the score.
136-133. Bricklayers, 3 minutes to go, Ken. Here we go again. Very dramatic.
Can they do it?
Nate Morris for 10. No.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Should have been goaltending.
Looks like goaltending.
Chris Mullen may have gotten away with it. Flea to Bev. Michael Bivens able to convert with 2:40 to go, and it's a 5-point Bricklayer lead. The Violators need a basket badly here. Nate Morris for 10. No. But Willis gets it back. Kevin Willis turns on Marky Mark and fires. It's off the rim. Billy Owens keeps it alive for the Violators. A 10-point try. Good!
Yeah, he did it!
What a clutch shot by Billy Owens of the Golden State Warriors. And the Violators lead 143-138 with 2:12 to go.
This is unbelievable, Steve.
A one-hander on the fly by Mullen.
Oh, man.
What a shot.
Hey, anyone who paid to get into this building, paid to get into this building. Let me say that right off the bat.
Can I echo those words? Here's Flay, and he is fouled on the reach by Billy Owens. The call by Hugh Hollins.
I'm quite confident in my team, as you can see.
Wait a minute. The fat lady at center court being gagged by referee Hugh Hollins. I don't believe this cat.
Wow, and they have such a nice relationship off the court. I can't believe Hugh's treating her that way.
If she had sung, obviously the game would have been over. Thus the strategy of referee Hugh Hollins. Nicely done, Hugh.
Giving us 1:57 left to play on the clock.
Flea. 143-138. The Violators by 5. Oh, would this be an upset? The Violators looking for revenge. Trying to knock off the defending champion Bricklayers. Nate Morris lost the ball. Big turnover for the Violators. Here comes Flea. This is Bivens. Had to sidestep referee Greg Willard. Mullen from 10. The southpaw can't hit. Kevin Willis streaking down the middle. And lost the ball off Sally. Here comes Bivens. It's a 2-on-1. Oh, and he threw the ball away. Big break for the Violators. What a break.
Look at that. What did you learn from that, Steve? Why put the eggs in the pantry if you're going to turn them upside down?
I got to write that one down, folks. The Violators 143, the Bricklayers 138 with 1:15 and counting. Big shot by Nate Morris. He thought he was fouled. No call. They're not calling anything now. Marky Mark from 10. Now off the side of the rim. Flea. Marky Mark, he's got some room. It's a three-point ball game. The Violators 143, the Bricklayers 140 with 50 seconds to go. It's a mouthful. And a foul on the play against the Bricklayers.
48 seconds left, Coach. 48. Ball control. Ball control is ours. Ball control. We need one. That's all we need.
48 seconds to go, but I feel like we're going to do it.
There's Reggie Miller, 50 points on the night. You can all but put it away here, Steve.
Looking to extend the lead for the Violators. He does.
That's an insurance pass.
Little insurance, 145, 140. Violators, 46 seconds.
And you know what has to be done. Here's Flea on the 10.
Flea flings from 10. What a net shot by Flea. Unbelievable. And it's 150, 145. Bricklayers take the lead. 30 seconds remaining. Here's Jeff Ahmed. The rebound by Chris Mullen. Here's the long pass for Bibbins. The ball fake on Miller. On Sally now. The Bricklayers with the 5-point lead on the ball. All they have to do is milk the clock. 15 seconds to go. Nearly stolen away.
Unbelievable. Flea. 4 little letters. 1 little man.
10 big points.
Oh, there you go, buddy.
And now a whistle and a foul.
Look at them. Congratulate Flea.
All right, Chris Mullen will go to the free throw line, one of the supreme foul shooters in the NBA. When God made basketball players, he just carved out Chris Mullen, the words of Magic Johnson. Shooting off to the side, very interesting. Rebound, Kevin Willis, timeout. Timeout, Violators. And now this is where Robert Townsend, the player coach of the Violators, really earns his money.
Now, what do you think a coach says at this point in the game? You're down by 5 points. You have 7 seconds left. What could a coach say?
You need to win. Hey, everybody over on that team is going to be converging to me. So you other guys got to circle around the teams because they're all going to be coming to me. All right?
You win?
Yeah. Let's go. Hey, you get the tip. You get it. Yeah, okay?
No.
Let's go, man. Hey, this is our game, man. This is our game.
Well, Ken Over, it is deja vu all over again. Will it go into the hands of Reggie Miller? Last year, you recall, Ron Harper tried a 10-pointer to give the Violators a last-second victory. 7 seconds to go. Bricklayers 150, Violators 145, just like last season.
Now, what about the question, what's the strategy with Miller taking it out?
Well, he might get it back. They're looking for Miller. Miller's looking for the 10-pointer, and good strategy by John Sally to foul him. And that killed off 3 seconds with 4 seconds remaining.
Reggie Miller.
He could be the man of the hour. He could pull it out.
He's got to get into one of those 10-point circles.
They're going to look for number 31. Jeff Ahmed gets it into Miller. The overplay by Chris Mullen. And Mullen made the big play. 1 second, they won't even get a shot off. And the Bricklayers prevail. The Bricklayers defend their MTV Rock and Jock B-Ball Jam Championship.
Unbelievable.
Big defensive maneuver there by Chris Mullen. They could never get the ball to Reggie Miller, who wanted to take the 10-pointer to pull it out. Instead, the Bricklayers hang on for the final score of 150 to 145 over the Violators. What a ball game. Even the fat lady enjoyed it.
And she's smiling and she's singing because it is over. All because of a man named Flea.
We're here with Jeff Ahmed of Pearl Jam, a winner of the Coca-Cola Co-MVP. And although you lost the game, you win the Co-MVP. Has to be a bittersweet feeling for you, Jeff.
It was a bitter loss, but Flea, my buddy, hit the big shot.
Flea flings from 10.
They cheated. It was a setup.
Okay, I'm standing here with the champion Bricklayers, the Co-MVPs.
Flea, the hero of the game. You know, I'm always clowning around and stuff, and I'm a clown, but actually I respect basketball seriously as an art form.
It was a good effort by both teams.
I got the queen here, I'm happy, I'm the king.
I think next year, the Violators will come out the victor.
I think Flea should get the whole MVP instead of co-MVP.
It was like deja vu all over again for Reggie Miller, just like last year. Couldn't come up with a big shot down the stretch. So a tremendous game. The Bricklayers over the Violators right now. Let's take a look at the game in review.
For the second year in a row, the B-Ball Jam came down to a final shot. Flea buried a dramatic 10-pointer that overcame a late Violators rally. In one of the game's individual battles, Michael Bivens showed Boys to Men's Michael McCary and Nate Morris why he calls the shots for the East Coast family. Bivens coached his team to victory while contributing 12 points and 6 assists, double the totals of both Boys to Men members. Marky Mark lost his slam dunk title, but enjoyed another banner game with 15 points and a game-high 6 steals, including this one, which landed him in a bit of trouble. The Seattle connection of Jeff Ament and Sean Kemp clicked for a total of 44 Violator points and 17 rebounds, including several Kemp monster dunks. And Reggie Miller turned in another MVP performance as he connected on 5 bombs from 10-point range for a total of 50 points, in addition to his 8 rebounds. In the end, the spotlight shined on a spark plug named Flea, who played inspired defense, heckled the heckler, scored 16 points, won the 3-point shooting contest, and most importantly, nailed the game winner.
Some fantastic highlights from tonight's Rock and Jock B-Ball Jam. There you have it. Another B-Ball Jam is in the books.
The second year in a row I've lost this game. I'm going to Disneyland.
I dispute the Flea shot.
No, I'm actually not going to Disneyland because the one time I went to Disneyland, I had purple hair and they wouldn't let me in.
When I'm 25 and I sit there with my kids, I be like, yo, I played with Sean Kemp.
Steve Albert and Ken Over, oh my goodness, we in trouble.
We were cheated.
So.
We were cheated.
I think so.
I'll talk to you later. Be my camera, only my camera.
That beautiful blush she's wearing.
We did it, baby. We took it home.
So get back out there and try to imitate a basketball player, you wimp!
How could an 8-footer miss a dunk, though?
Everyone knew it was coming to me. I think, it was unfair to have someone my size on the court because I just dominate.
For Ken Ober, our entire crew, it was for a great cause, the Pediatric AIDS Foundation. This is Steve Albert saying, so long, everybody. We'll see you again next year.
Got dunked on.
Saturday night here at MTV, John Norris with you, and coming up this hour, got Madonna's Erotica. That is the grind version. Eric with his Whips and Chains. No, not Whips and Chains, but Damn Yankees also. Where You Going Now? A buzz clip from U2. Who's Gonna Ride Your Wild Horse? This great new tune from them. But right now, Guns N' Roses, another one you can whistle along with. It's Patience.
Shed a tear 'cause I'm missing you. I'm still alright to smile. Girl, I think about you every day now. Was a time when I wasn't sure, but you set my mind at ease. There is no doubt you're in my heart now. Said woman, take it slow, it'll work itself out fine. All we need is just a little patience. Said sugar, make it slow, and we'll come together fine. All we need is just a little patience. Sit here on the stairs, 'cause I'd rather be alone. If I can't have you right now, I'll wait, dear. it so tense, but I can't speed up the time. But you know, love, there's one more thing to consider. Said, woman, take it slow, things will be just fine. You and I'll just use a little patience. Said, sugar, take the time, 'cause the lights are shining bright. You and I've got what it takes to make it. We won't fake it. Oh, never break it, 'cause I can't take it. Sha-la-la, hey, you're an accident.